Hey there, it's Chef Jeff coming to you live. And today we're going to be talking about CRA data breach that occurred in this past week and affected online services. So the CRA, my account, and the CRA and the services were suspended. Let's go ahead and bring up the PowerPoint here. So there were 3 attacks over the past week that rendered the Microsoft CRA My Accounts and My Service Canada accounts suspended. So these 3 attacks took place. The first one, the attack was targeted towards the GC account. And so this was a password stuffing. So this is where the threat actors, the bad guys, were using username and passwords that they collected from the previous breaches that they found on the dark web, and they went after logging in. The password stuffing, so if you were reusing the same username and password for other accounts that had been hacked, and you shared the same password, so when they were doing this, they would successfully have gotten access. And they say about 5,600 accounts were compromised. The second attack, the threat actors leveraged a vulnerability in a security software, which allowed them to bypass the security questions and gain access to the accounts. These all appeared as normal access because they were performed through the public-facing website. The third attack over the weekend did throw a security alert from the systems that were being monitored, and the CRA then suspended the services to allow for breach analysis. So that's the update. So this occurred on this past week, and the attacks took place over the past week. So CRA was breached. So let's talk about this. How does this apply to you and me? So how can we make this better for ourselves and for other companies to be protected? You know, I'll go back to the things that there's a lot of things that we can do to protect ourselves, and that's use a password manager and use long, complex passwords and set up 2-factor authentication everywhere we can. You know, what I'm noticing now is these password managers include dark web scans, and they'll tell you if a username and password has been compromised. So LastPass and Dashlane and 1Password on the personal versions of the product, they include dark web scans. So they're going to tell you this. What I've also noticed is that when you're logging into Google services, right, whether it's Google Analytics or other Google areas, tools, you start seeing these alerts coming up that are telling you this account and this password has been breached. So getting those alerts and reacting to them and changing your passwords as quickly as possible is going to help you stay protected, especially if you use a single password everywhere. And I'm waving my finger because we all know that Chef Jeff said that that's a no-no. So I want you to stay safe and secure, and you want you to stay safe and secure, so we're both on the same page, right? Go ahead and get yourself LastPass, get yourself a password manager, LastPass, 1Password, Dashlane, whatever product that you feel comfortable using, get it implemented and start using unique passwords everywhere. Long, complex passwords, use your, wherever possible, use biometrics. So whether it's facial recognition, you know, iris scanning, fingerprint scanning, these are things that you can use to protect you, along with 2-factor authentication. What is 2-factor authentication? It's using that authenticator app from Microsoft or Google or Authy or LastPass. There's lots of them out there that are time-based one-time password generators. And again, those devices, those vaults and those of information, they're protected by things like fingerprints, and passwords and other ways of securing and protecting yourself. So we opened this up and we talked about the CRA data breach, but really what I'm talking about here is get yourself protected, right? So that you're using tools to protect yourself. And that's my message for today. Be really careful about who you share your usernames and passwords with, because these things are the keys to the kingdom. And make sure that your passwords are unique across all the accounts that you use. So if let's say you're a family, you're at home and you're sharing, you've got your Netflix account, you've got your Disney Plus account, you've got your Amazon Prime account, you've got all these accounts that you're sharing with your family members. How do you do that securely? Password manager. Hey, you know what? I really like the LastPass family plan. It's only like $4, $3 or $4 a month to get that family plan, and you can get it by the year so that you can securely share your passwords with your family members. Hey, and the cool thing is that I like about LastPass is when you share those account credentials, you don't have to share access for them to actually see the password. They can just fill it in. So I really like the way that LastPass handles that for families. So go ahead and get that and protect yourself and set up unique passwords for everywhere. It takes a little bit of time, but it pays spades. And if you're a corporation, there are Teams version and enterprise versions where if you need to share credentials amongst your teams, you can do that. Now, here's a really cool thing when you're an enterprise, a corporation, a not-for-profit or business using these tools, is you have now logging and dashboards so you can see who's accessing and who's using what passwords. So password management. I know we opened up and we were talking about the CRA and they talked about vulnerabilities and hacking, but this is a really good opportunity for us to reinforce the need for you implementing these awesome tools that will simplify the way that we conduct our digital lives. Hey, my name is Chef Jeff. I'm Jeff Brody. I'm the founding partner of Code Fusion Communications, located here in the Greater Toronto area, serving companies across the GTA, across Canada, and around the globe, helping keep companies safe and secure and productive. If you found this information helpful and informative, what I'd love you to do is click on that share button. If you know a corporation, an entrepreneur, a not-for-profit that could use this information and you think it would be helpful, share it out. If you have questions and you would like me to comment something on an upcoming edition of What's Cooking in the Cybersecurity Kitchen with Chef Jeff, go ahead and drop me a comment below. You want to have a conversation? You can go ahead and personal message me. I would love to talk to you. Hey, this is Chef Jeff, and I'm broadcasting live from my cybersecurity kitchen here located in the Greater Toronto area. I look forward to speaking with you soon on an upcoming edition of What's Cooking in the Cybersecurity Kitchen with Chef Jeff. Stay safe, stay secure.